What's up, James Cook here. If you're new to my YouTube channel, I create content around digital real estate, investing in online digital assets. I always try to add as much value as I can. So if you like that type of content, definitely click the like button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. Today's video, we're gonna be going over how to rank #1 in the Google Map Pack in 2022 Google Business Profile SEO. We're gonna go over some things, and I'm actually going to show you a live case study of one of the projects. So before I go and share my screen, I just wanna put a reminder out there. Anything that I talk about, tools or any resources, everything will be linked down below in that description box. Anything that I mention, all the resources will be down below. Now let me just jump on over and share my screen so you can watch right over the shoulder this case study. Okay, so I am sharing my screen, and as you can see, I typed in the word SEO Company NYC, and I'm going to be showing you something shortly, but let me just jump on over to the screenshots, and right here I have two screenshots. So to the left, I took a screenshot of SEO Company NYC about a week ago. So we were ranking #1, right? #1 in the Google Maps. We used Google Business Profile SEO to get here, and that's what we're going to be going over. And over here to the right, let me just move my face. Over here to the right, you see a report that we ran, a grid report. And if you look specifically in at this top report, we did a 7x7 grid, 11-mile radius, so just 11 miles from our office, and we went for the keyword SEO Company NYC. And at this time, the date right here, February 3rd, 2022, you can see we only had one #1 ranking, which is like our exact location where we were, right? So of course you should rank for the keyword and service you do in your building, right? And within like a little scope outside of it. But we want to pop up everywhere, right? Especially in New York City, we want to be everywhere. So we weren't at this time. So we start implementing some things that we're going to go over, and you'll see right here by the end of May, we did a 7x7 grid, but we went even out further, right? So we went 37 miles away from our office, and look at how many ones and twos. And then at this time, even around this time, May, June, even up until this month, we were getting ones and twos across the board. If you were in another state checking, from Florida, anywhere, Texas, you check SEO Company NYC, you see us #1 or #2 in the map. A lot of #1s, and we're tracking this. Now recently, we did see ourselves go from #1, and that's why I had that screen open for the search engine, to #3. And a specific thing that I think made us drop to #3 is the filter that Google has on the reviews. When we noticed a couple of the listings that we manage, their reviews started getting filtered. Some of them are coming back, and some of them are getting filtered, and some of these are like real legit reviews. So it depends on how you're getting your reviews and who's leaving them, but a lot of them are getting removed, and as they're getting removed, we're noticing that some of the listings are dropping. So it tells us that reviews do play a ranking signal. Do I believe that is the #1 lever? No, but I believe that they do definitely help, and I do believe that it's more harmful for your rankings if some of them are going through a filter and Google feels like, hey, these are not that valuable of a review or spammy, and then they start removing them, and I think it affects your rankings definitely from what we could see across the board. And this is new. Over the last couple days, we just noticed that we dropped from 1 to 3, and the only thing that really changed is we went from like 40 something or close to 50 reviews down to 21. And again, as you look at this, some of them will drop more, and then some come back. It's a weird thing that it's going through right now, but it's definitely affecting the rankings. So that's one thing I want to make clear. But we were #1 for a few months solid across the board, and we're still in the 3-pack. And the way that we did that, I just want to go over a couple things on how we actually accomplished this. I'm in an incognito window just so that the rankings are more secure and legit. I'm going to jump over to my Chrome window. This way I can actually show you some things. Okay, so I'm here back onto my screen, and SEO Company NYC right here. You can see I have keywords everywhere. It shows me the search volume, and then I can see an ad right here, and then here are the top 3 companies. We have the SEO Company, we have this top trusted company, and then we have us right here, right? So remember, we were #1, dropped after I seen some reviews being filtered, still in the top, maybe be able to push us back up. But what did we do to get those rankings from February to across the board #1 and some #2s, but mostly #1s? Well, the first thing that we did is we come on over, and I have GMB everywhere, the Chrome extension plugged in, and that's why you see like this basic audit, these buttons. And what we did is we wanted to make sure that the category, the primary category is correct, and that everyone that's ranking at the top has the same category. So if you're a plumber, you don't want to be under HVAC if you're a plumber, right? If you go over to, let's just show you an example so that I can make this very clear and you learn. Let's go Orlando plumber. We're going to do Orlando plumber, and let's see who pops up. Okay, so you'll see his category right here. If I just open this up, Emerald Plumbing, lots of reviews, plumber, main category. Then he also has solar energy equipment supplier. These are just other categories that he's in. But if we come to the top ranking ones, well, no, Shamrock. Let's look at Shamrock. Okay, lots of reviews. Plumber, that's the only category he has. So if I wanted to come into the space and rank for Orlando plumber, what am I starting to notice? I'm looking at the competition. We're always going to reverse engineer. We want to make sure that we're set to plumber, because the top 3 people, their primary category is plumber, so we know Google's value in that, and it should, because it lines up right. Plumber, it's kind of common sense, but sometimes I'll go over some people's GMBs and I'll be like, hey, you're not even in the right category to go for that keyword. So we want to make sure that whatever keyword we're going for, we're analyzing the top competitors. I'll leave the link to the GMB Chrome extension, the Everywhere extension down below in the description as well, with other resources as well. And we start analyzing, like, all right, well, look at this word, Orlando plumber, lots of search volume, looks like a really competitive market. Look at how many reviews, right? These reviews are definitely helping. But what else are we noticing, right? So we start looking at what else we're noticing. And I'm just going to talk about important things. And I do have the Google My Business Map Blueprint. We have that. I'll leave that down below in the description as well. If you're interested in that, you can check it out, which actually goes over every single step. But there is more important things, and I call them the levers, that I feel like are the levers that are, when you pull those levers, is what really boosts your rankings and gives you the unfair advantage. So one thing right here we're noticing, look at this, Choice Plumbing Orlando. He has plumbing and Orlando in there. So he has like the keyword or a variety of the keyword, which definitely helps. I know some people say, no, that doesn't do anything. Believe me, across the board, with all the local SEO that I've been involved in, believe me, this does make a difference. If you look back at our listing, you'll notice SEO Company NYC. Look what all the competitors are doing also. So another thing. So I wanted to make sure, okay, so that's an ad, but what is this Hosio guy doing with his prime category? So I look at his categories. Some his aren't even being found, but I could see right here he definitely is in internet marketing services. Let's see what his prime category is. Marketing agency, advertising agency, internet marketing services. So internet marketing services, and then we'll look at ours. We still have the same categories, because I know we said I'm internet marketing services, marketing agency, right? And I can see if they have additional ones, maybe I want to add more, right? That's another thing. If they have additional ones, maybe I want to add them. But if there's something that I don't even want to rank for, like web design, then I'm not going to add that, okay? I want to know specifically the keyword I'm going for, which is SEO, SEO services, SEO company near me, SEO company NYC, especially the one with the city extension on the end. That's the keyword we're going for. What are they using as their primary category? Next thing I'm looking at is like, look at the name of the business. The name of this business is Hosio, right? But he put SEO Company NYC. Same thing with the listing that I had, My Media Pal, SEO Company NYC we had. Guy right here, SEO Services, New York, an exact match, business name and EMD, right? Like a lead gen site. And then here too, SEO Company in NYC. So you'll start to notice this definitely is one of the levers. If you can put the keyword in the name of the business, and if you do it in a safe way. If you just started a business, just got it verified, I would not suggest you go in and just start changing the names. But if you have a business that's been around for years, or the listing is verified and it's there, and let's say it's called My Media Pal, even if you put My Media Pal SEO Company or My Media Pal SEO Company NYC, something like that is definitely boosting the rankings. That's for sure. We added the keyword into our name that, like I said, we were one of the first people that did this. We used to rank up in the top years ago, and then we kind of just let it go. We weren't like really focused on that. And then about probably a few months ago, I said, you know what, let's use this as a case study if we could push ourselves up. So what are the other steps besides those two things? All right, definitely you want to fill out your Google business as best as you can. When you get the verification code, you set it up, fill it out. Fill out all the information. Make sure you're going and looking at your competitors. Again, I'll leave this Chrome extension down below. You can plug that in, see what they're doing, do a basic audit, look and see what primary categories they're in, what other categories, how much did they fill out their business listing, what did they add on there, right? So look at that type of stuff. Make sure you're going to fill out your thing. Okay, so boom, that's done. Next thing that I really feel is important is building out business listing citations. Now we'll use like tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush, Whitespark, and Whitespark is very specific for citations, and we're going to scrape the internet and look at the top competitors and see what business listings are they on, what social sites are they on, and what power backlinks do they have that these tools give back to us that we can go and get. And then we'll go and build those all out. So then we went and built out like 200 different citations, and then we also look at citations that maybe not have been on a list, but there are citations that we felt are important because the competitors have them and they're popping up in like SEMrush, and we're like, all right, can we go over? And some of them are paid. It's like, hey, you got to pay for this citation, but we'll list your business here for the top New York City SEO companies. Boom, we purchased that, right? So we're reverse engineering the competitors, seeing where their business, their name, address, and phone number, and a link to their website is being listed, and we're going and getting those. We're building out social profiles as well. If I just come over to Google, type in the name and address, you'll see Yelp, MapQuest, right? Yellow Pages. These are some big authority sites, super pages. Then we'll come over to here and I'll type in just SEO Company NYC, My Media Pal. Even without addressing, you'll start seeing just different types of social and profile, Facebook, Foursquare, again, Twitter, and the list goes on with social and business listings. And then we also went and did a press release, and we put our name, address, phone number in there as well, a link back to our site. The press release is good to do. A lot of those links don't last forever though on a press release because it's like a news site. It is good though, and I call all these links safe foundational links. These are natural links for your business. You should have a whole bunch of social media profiles that are with your business information, name, address, phone number, a description, your logo, a banner image, right? And it all points back to your website, fueling up your website. Very important to understand too is your website plays a part. So on My Media Pal, we made sure the on-page optimization was fully optimized. The Google map was embedded on the site. The name, address, phone number is on the site. The headings and the title included the main keywords that we're trying to rank for, like SEO services, SEO Company New York, SEO Company NYC. So it's really important that you not only are doing this off-page stuff, but also the on-page. So we made sure that we optimize the website as well. And if we come back over here and we just click on to the website, you will notice that the title, and there's a lot going on with this site. It's actually going through a whole facelift, so there's a lot of things that aren't working. Again, this is just a case study that we ended up boosting up, and you see here our SEO Company NYC services. Again, this is all being changed around. This is no longer going to be like an agency site like this. It's turning into something else, but see how much does SEO services cost? Boom, boom. All this text content, images, internal linking back to this as well from relevant topics. So all of this stuff was optimized on page. So you fill out the Google My Business completely. You optimize the website that's linked to it, the title and the headings and the text and the images, and you embed the map and put the name, address, and phone number, right? And again, if you're really interested in all of this and you want to do this for your business or for other businesses, check out the blueprint down below. It goes over step by step, doesn't miss a beat of every single little thing. Okay, and there is more important things than others. I know some people stress on some things like you have to do this, 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 and this, and they name all these things, but the truth is this: if you have enough case studies and other people are sharing case studies of what's really working, you start to find the levers that really you could pull that make a difference. We always do this, the citations, we look at what's working for the competitors as far as backlink building, and we try to get some of those links. When you're reverse engineering backlinks from competitors, you'll start to notice that they might have been featured on some big blogs. And sometimes we're able to also be featured on those and get a power link. I call those power link. They're backlinks that are contextual backlinks. They're on someone else's blog that's relevant to what you're speaking about. And in this case, it would be relevant to marketing or internet marketing or search engine optimization. And on their blog, they actually mention your brand and they link back to your website. And they have traffic on their site, they have a good metrics, it's relevant content. Those are power links. And we started doing outreach and getting power links. So now we got citations. We got social being built out. We built out even social web 2.0s with some content on it. we are doing a press release, and then we start doing power links, and we're trying to get links that our competitors in the top 3 spots have as well. When you start combining this, you're just really fueling up not only your site, but also it definitely is fueling up your Google business profile. So around that time that you see in February, we had all of this being done, and we were still just pretty much being in like the 4th spot, the 3rd spot, and then I started doing something called engagement, or CTR. So we started driving engagement, and there's different ways to do this. I have other videos on this topic. There is also other people that talk about this as well. But we started influencing engagement onto the business profile on the website, and at that same time, we also did a little bit of an outreach to just generate as many reviews as we can. And I think we put like maybe 30 reviews within a month. And again, the reviews do help, but we started seeing from the engagement and from the link buildings that we just started boosting up in rankings. We went right to like number 3 solid, then to number 2, and then boom, we were looking across in Local Falcon. You can see in that screenshot from May, I'll pull that back up real quick. You see in this screenshot right here that in May, we had number 1s all across the boards, even almost 40 miles out. And again, I even have other people and students telling me, hey, we looked at the listing from, Texas, Florida, Ohio, and you were number 1 across the board. It just showed me that this stuff works, and these are the things that we did. Now, these are the core things we did. Again, in the blueprint, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we do just to play it safe, and you never know when Google's going to change something, so that's why we like to do additional things. Again, they just had a vicinity update, so it's very hard, right, to get out of a certain bubble or space. So it actually is good that we do other things like boosters and map pins and maybe additional press releases and embeds and Web 2.0s and embeds, and then also adding maybe relevant location and city pages onto the site to actually communicate with Google, hey, we also service this area. So there is some advanced things that we do, and in the blueprint we cover all of that, but I feel that these are the most important things if you want to pull the levers that are going to actually help you have authority in your space and build relevancy. It's definitely reverse engineering the top 3 competitors and making sure citations, social, all those profiles are being built, linking back to you, doing some power links, some of the power links that your competitors have if you get on them, or if not, doing outreach to similar types of power sites that they have and getting those type of links linking over. Another important thing is having your backlinks indexed, and this is commonly looked over. Some people go, yeah, right, not sure, but honestly, if your backlinks are not getting indexed, they don't count. Okay, so there's different ways to get them indexed. There is tools involved and adding things to the back end of your site. I'm not going to be able to cover that in this video, but just know you want to get your backlinks indexed. Okay, so I want to go over some key takeaways here. 1, okay, make sure your Google business profile is completely filled out. You could download the GMB Everywhere Chrome extension, use that to look over your competitors' Google My Business and see what you are missing and things you can add, right? So completely fill it out. Make sure your primary category is selected correctly. So whoever's ranking in the top of the 3-pack, whatever their primary category is, match it. If you do have a keyword in your name, it's definitely going to help, but it's not 100% needed, but it definitely will help. Make sure a consistent name, address, and phone number is across the web on important profiles, right? So you're doing the competitive analysis. You can use tools like Whitespark. I'll link that down below as well. And you're looking over and making sure, okay, everything that the top competitors have, if they're listed on Yelp and Yellow Pages, you're going and filling out your profile completely on those, having them optimized, and pointing back to your website. Okay, so you're making sure that all those websites, social, citation, business listings, are all filled out correctly. And then if you could definitely go and get power links to send authority and relevance over to the website, that's completely going to help you fuel it up. And again, power links, you can do Ahrefs or SEMrush and see what your competitors have, find some of their guest blogs or power sites that they're featured on and try to outreach and get on them, or find relevant sites that are relevant to your topic. If you're a plumber, you want to be on plumber sites. You don't want to be on like a beauty site, right? And some people are, I see doing this. This is not going to last forever. I mean, that was working. But again, if we want to also future pace and think ahead, we know relevancy is always going to be key. Relevancy on healthy sites that are getting traffic, that have good metrics, and they're pointing back to you contextually. And then engagement. I think that this is an important thing. Having people come over to your listing, engage in your listing, look at your photos, click onto your site, go visit your Google profile and your website. Stay on your website for a little bit. This is really a key and boost. Maybe ask for directions if you are like a local shop. All of this stuff can be really important. I believe that it's built into the algorithm to help better rankings. And then consistent, relevant reviews. I think relevant reviews with also relevant service keywords built in. So if someone's coming over and leaving a review and they're saying, hey, we loved this SEO company in New York City, boom, they're mentioning the service, SEO company, and the location. I do believe that helps. Again, I would not get spammy with it, but you can actually build in your main keywords and then your long variation keywords within the reviews. And I believe this is also helping, and if anything, it's not hurting. So again, this is the key takeaways. I hope you found value in this. You could also visit thegmblueprint.com. Anything I mentioned in this video will be linked to down below. Comment, put your questions down there. Let me know your thoughts. What are some of your experiences with Google Business Profile? That is a new name. Leave them in the comments. Again, all of the resources that I mentioned today, you can get it down below in the description box. I'll link it out to everything that I mentioned. I hope you got a lot of value today. If you do like this type of content, please like it, share it with anyone that you think it might help, and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Also, down in the comment box, put questions in there or mention some topics that you want me to go over, and I'll be sure to do that. See you in the next video.